Hey everybody, Jeff Gearhart here. I'm in the Middle East. Stay with me and I'm going to tell you more about why I'm here and why that building I just showed you a moment ago is so amazing. First of all, let's do a heart check together. Where's your heart? Let me ask you about your heart. As marketplace leaders, you're used to managing risk. You understand that every day you're making investments in things that if you don't manage the risk, you're not going to be able to see the outcomes. That's because you had a vision to invest in something, to put something into play that unless you had a dream, it may never come to be. Well, I want to have you check a little bit further on your heart when it comes to your faith. In the master's program, we talk often about how the amount of risk you've got in your life, in your faith life, is proportional to the amount of faith that you have. The amount of risk that you've got is proportional to the amount of faith that you've got. Well, what's behind me here is a building. It was a dream before then it became a plan. Now, there are lots of plans that came from the dream, all of that full of risk. Let me tell you, we are in Zarqa, Jordan. Zarqa, Jordan is the second biggest city in Jordan. I am 20 miles from the border to Syria, and on this fairly new highway that's down below. In fact, I'm going to change my camera so you can see it. This freeway that's behind me that looks on to this building, this church building we've built here, is the road to Damascus. In fact, just 1.5 hours drive from here, you can get to Damascus. This important bedroom community to Amman is growing full of people. And as there is a movement of God here and many people coming to Christ and getting to know him and follow him, what we're so excited about was all of that 3 years ago that's behind me. This building was nothing but desert. It was just a flat land. But to get to something to actually show up, a building that puts you from dream to plans, takes a lot of heart management. And that's why I asked you today, where is your heart? Because your heart is so important to manage. Let's do a quick heart check for you. First of all, let's find out, are you full of hope today? Do you have a dream? And is all of that being focused into a plan? You need hope, you need a dream, and you need a plan. Our hope is proportional to the amount of concerns that I've got. In fact, if I'm full of fear, then my hope is down. Let me tell you, I love World War II stories. In World War II, submarines received a lot of radio frequency propaganda that came from the enemy. And you know what the enemy said to these U.S. submarines? They would tell them, you've already lost the war. You should go home. Your families miss you. Give up now. The war is already lost. Well, all of that would then play in terms of news. And then what would happen is they'd go back to playing music that the servicemen love from home, the music that would remind them of home. And all that propaganda was there for was to tell them a lie and to entertain them. They were working on their heart. Let me challenge you with this. Turn off the news. Take a break from the news. You know why? The news is telling you that you're losing, but we know the truth, you're not losing. And manage your heart, because you know what that news is there for? It's to entertain you. So keep your eyes there, and when your eyes are there, check your heart. Are you full of hope? Or yes, and are you in a sense of losing? So you got to manage your hope. Then be living a dream in one that you can say, I can see what it's going to look like. I'm making my dream into plans. And having a dream fully formed starts with a vision and then built into a plan with which I've written down milestones and I've checked on what's coming next and what I'm doing to make sure week by week, month by month, quarter by quarter, that vision's happening. Hey, in the master's program, we work with marketplace leaders, and we tell them that the incredible adventure that they can be on, that they've experienced success in their careers, that can all be translated into their families, and that can be translated into kingdom calling. That kingdom calling can change your life, can put you on adventure with which you can have the same thrill that you've got in your career and see it show up in your family, and even more so, a certainty that on that day, you'll hear, well done. We love building strategies with men and women in the marketplace. So here's what you need to do. Click the links below, join one of our upcoming briefings, come to a session, or take an assessment. Do a heart check for yourself and see where you stand today. It's important that we measure yourself, check your heart, manage it, because it's going to be the source with which you'll be able to see bricks turn into buildings. God bless you. I'm Jeff Gearhart.